Okay, let's try this again. Hello everybody, I'm Brett, and this is Dark Souls Castlevania style. I skipped the character creation, because you don't need to see all that. Basically, it boils down to start as a wanderer with the Master Key. And because this one is vaguely reminiscent of Castlevania 3, at least, kind of. I'll explain my thinking there in a minute. I did name my Belmont Trevor. So, the reason I say this is kind of reminiscent of 3 is because of the summoning. Summoning NPCs, to me, is reminiscent of having Grant, Sypha, and Alucard on your side in Dracula's Curse. Plus, bringing up Dracula's Curse, I also, that's part of my headcanon, is that the undead curse is Dracula's Curse, Gwyn is Dracula, right? And Lordran is what happens if Dracula wins. Our Belmont here was cast down, beaten by Dracula, and thrown into the undead asylum. His whip was stripped of its power and hidden from him. So this is a neat little thing. You can look up and see the asylum demon ready to turn you into gelatinous goo. I find that amusing. But yeah, the Dark Souls is basically what happens if Dracula won. And basically, Oscar learns that there is one more Belmont still alive, or, at least conscious, and he comes to the asylum to free you. So, and once we get to Lordran, we'll be able to get the whip. But until then, we use what we can find, even if these weapons are rather distasteful. If you're gonna play this build, and I plan on cross-posting this to YouTube, so I'll post the descriptions and all that I'll post the build in the description. I don't follow a lot of the rules of the build. I'll go into that as we go along. Sup, Oscar? Yeah. Both undead. Yeah, go to Lordran, ring some bells, drink some Estus, have a good time.
Now I must bid farewell.
Yeah. Just die and give me your souls already. The most souls you get in the asylum from one enemy, aside from the demon. Straight sword. So, okay, here's the thing. So this build is not my own. I actually got it from a YouTuber. I think he goes by Trigger Strifey now, or did in the last video of his I watched. He did a full playthrough. He did a full playthrough of the build on the Blank Trigger Gamers YouTube channel, and I mean, I have issues with his playthrough, but it is a good watch. But, like I said, there are places that I disagree with the build. I disagree, first and foremost, with there are level caps that he sets, like artificial level caps. Like, you can only level up to 30 until you've beaten the Iron Golem. I don't do that, because I can't get through Sen's Fortress lower than 40 to 45. I think the last time I got through there, it took me to level 50. So there's that. I mean, I'm not a great Dark Souls player. I don't pretend to be. I'm not one of those people that can go through it, without taking a hit. I don't want to be. That would make me a nervous wreck, right? Even fighting Gwyn, the first time I beat this, and full disclosure, the first time I beat this was a few weeks ago, and moment. Bring this down. The first time I beat this was a few weeks ago, and it was actually with this build. This is the only build I've ever beaten Dark Souls with. So, and that's one of the, like, I love it. I love this build. It's super aggressive, and you have to, it really makes you think to save your own ass, rather than hiding behind a shield. Not that there's anything wrong with hiding behind a shield if that's how you play. You know, you do what's fun for you. So, as I said, in the build, there are guidelines for what your stats should be at every 10 levels, starting with 30 and going up to 99. I do follow those because they are... How do I want to put this? They're well thought out. Let's put it that way. But I don't bother with the level caps. Like, I keep going because I've got the souls, you know? If I've got the souls, I'm gonna level up. But the first 3 I always put into vitality, and this is the maximum vitality until 30, until level 30. So, we are, here we are in Lordran. It's a lovely area. Firelink Shrine. I do love the Firelink Shrine. Like, there's a lot here to help out a starting player. Like, you know, that the humanity on the guy in the well. There's some fire bombs here if you're not a pyromancer. Fire bombs are taking place of the holy water sub item, since we're playing Castlevania. We're gonna go ahead and join the Way of the White Covenant, just in case. Like, you don't have to. I personally don't like this guy with his fucking stooge-ass haircut.
I have to. So what would
fucking curly-looking self.
well.
Like, he looks like a cross between Curly and Moe from the Three Stooges. But, I mean, he's fun to kill later on.
No,
like, after he kills Rhea of Thorland, I always kill him, and I use the Ivory Talisman for the rest of the game.
Come again.
Granted, there's not much left to the game after he's dead, after I kill him. But, you know, whatever. For the majority of the game, I use the talisman that's down here, because honestly, for the majority of the game, I don't have any miracles. Like, miracles also take place of the sub-weapons. Force, Emit Force, and Wrath of the Gods are varying levels of the Cross, the Grand Cross. The Tranquil Walk of Peace is replacing the Stopwatch. Excuse me. And Magic Barrier, I believe it's called, will take the place of, like, the Invincibility Potion. And then my favorite, the Lightning Spear, replaces Agonea. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I've only ever read it, obviously. The lightning weapon from Symphony of the Night. It's kind of garbage in that game, but it's awesome here because everything is bloody weak to lightning, except for Gwyn himself. But seeing as it's his spell, I can't really begrudge him that. So, we will be going on a couple of suicide missions because I want a +2 Estus Flask, like, right meow. So that's another rule I break regarding the build. Strife says to only upgrade your Estus Flask to +2. I disagree. The higher it is to me, the closer it is to Mysterious Wall Chicken from the original Castlevania. And I believe it was in Castlevania 3. I'm unsure. I've only played that one very briefly. In Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, it was churches. You went to the church to heal yourself, but in 3 it was, or in 1 it was Mysterious Wall Chicken, which I think Symphony of the Night said was pot roast. But whatever. The point is, it heals the majority of your health, and that's what I want the Estus Flask to be. I want it to be like the my Belmont is, you know, whipping out a chicken and just stuffing it in his face. I like that image, you know. So we're gonna have a +2, like, right away, because we're gonna come here and disturb the ghosts. One-hit enemies in Castlevania, and they're tough as balls in this. The same could be said for skeletons. The Castlevania skeletons are one-hit enemies, and in this, you know, until you kill the necromancer that they're bound to, they just keep getting up. Or unless you have a divine weapon, which we will by the time we go to the catacombs in this. So, and I actually managed to survive that, so hooray. That almost never happens. I just kind of savanted my way around the ghosts. Is that not PC to say anymore? Savant? I don't know. I don't keep up with PC culture. Like, I mean, I'm not overtly racist. I try not to say overtly racist shit. But I don't keep up with everything you're not supposed to say anymore. Like, I got other things to do, right? Like, especially if I'm writing, I don't care. Like, I write the way the character should speak, and if that character happens to be, you know, a racist piece of shit, I'm gonna write him as a racist piece of shit. You know, if he's a sexist douche nozzle, I'm gonna write him that way. You know, I don't glorify these things. You know, those people tend not to be my main characters. But yeah, I'm gonna write the character the way I see the character. So these three, they are incredibly stupid. Yes, stupid with a Y. S-T-Y-U-P-I-D. Stupid. Because if you kite them over here, get on the ladder, they will throw themselves off the cliff. And this is 1,500 free souls. 1,500. Booyah. 1,500 souls is nothing to sneeze at this early in the game. So, as you can see, I'm still using the scimitar and shield, because what else am I going to use? But down here, this scimitar is not a sword, it is a beaten stick. Like, it is a move the fuck out of my way stick. Because that's about all it's good for. You'll see what I mean soon enough. But right now, I'm making a beeline for the bonfire down here. So, the Wheel of Death here. This wheel and I have a hate-hate relationship. I hate it. It eats my souls, you know. Or it used to. Like, when I first started playing. Because, okay, so, I didn't buy Dark Souls day one, but it was close enough. Like, when I buy video games, it's almost never day one. Like, I wait a week or two, you know, see the reviews, and then I get it. Because I figure that way you're getting past the day one bugs, the oh shit, we shipped this half broken kind of things. You know, you get away from that. But I bought this really early on, and of course, you know, I found out about the Drake sword, you know, pretty quickly. And I used that for a good long while, because I didn't know any better. How naive I was, you know. But, so okay, here's what I mean about it being a beaten stick. It does almost no damage to these guys. I'm just gonna jump down here to avoid both the blow dart and the asshole in my way. Usually he'll try to follow you, because, I mean, you just hit him. You got beef, right? So, run up here, avoid getting toxic. Which is easier said than done at this point. But, I hate the blow dart guys. Like, everybody hates the blow dart guys. But, anyway, I was talking about Dark Souls and me. But yeah, I bought it, like, close enough to day one that I was playing. I've been playing for a while. And, I just beat it for the first time a couple of weeks ago by using this build. But Like, this is the first game that I actually hit a wall so hard, like I didn't know what to do. So hard that I actually went out and bought the strategy guide. I found it actually the other day while I was packing, which is why I'm using this time for, you know, dicking around online instead of writing like I should be doing. You know, I kind of need a sanity break because my wife and I are moving across country, and yeah, packing up 3 years worth of cohabitation, it takes a lot out of you. So, okay, so our whip is that body down there. So we drop down. Whip. Yay! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that was the wrong franchise, wasn't it? Oh well. Whatever. So, okay, we're gonna run back to the bonfire, because I think I have enough souls for at least one more level in me. Drop down here. Can just drop down most of these. You can get away with just dropping. But be there, because, you know, fire and blow darts and blood-spitting mosquitoes. God, I hate this place. Actually, Blighttown is not my least favorite of the areas in Dark Souls. As far as Dark Souls 1 goes, my least favorite is and always will be the Duke's Archives. Fuck that place. Fuck that place. Just straight up. I don't even care. I'm going to dump this into dexterity because the whip scales with dexterity, but I'm not going to equip the whip yet because we have another suicide mission to go on, and this one will result in death. Death by toxicity, death by fire-breathing doggos. Who thought it was a good idea to give the worst enemy in the game fire breath? Like, dogs are already terrible in Dark Souls. Let's make them breathe fire, too. Fuck you. But yeah, me and this wheel do not get along. I actually once lost the souls from defeating Quelog here because I was so inept early on. But yeah, me and Dark Souls, like the wall I hit that made me get the strategy guide was the Capra Demon, and to this day I still have issues with the Capra Demon. And it's not even the demon itself. The demon itself is rather a pushover, if, especially if you're using a resin, gold pine or charcoal pine resin. I usually try the charcoal or the gold pine if I have it still, but I will resort to the charcoal if I have to, because, you know, you only get 3 of the gold pines, and damn it. I was kind of hoping to get away long enough to heal so I could run back and grab the Firekeeper soul, but alas, it did not work. Oh well. I guess only 196 souls, so whatever. Let's move on. We will be getting that Firekeeper soul right now. Or, you know, whenever however long it takes me. Usually it takes me 1 to 2 tries, sometimes 3 or 4. I think the last time I did it, it took me 3 or 4 tries, just because those dogs were being especially douchey that day. Yeah, the Capra Demon is probably the most bullshitty boss in the series that I've faced. And I played all 3 Dark Souls, a little bit of Bloodborne, and that's it. Like, I haven't finished Dark Souls 3, and I never got a chance to finish Bloodborne. I have not played Demon Souls, Sekiro, Elden Ring, whatever. But, yeah, that's... I have history with the Soulsborne games, let's put it that way, and be done with it, you know. No, I didn't want to recover. Just kill me already. Jesus. I got the fire, so that's what I was after. So yay. You died, but I was fucking victorious. So, if you're following along with that particular, with my style here, and you have both of these Firekeeper souls, don't grab the one from the Undead Parish unless you plan on following Lautrec to Panorama and killing him there. Yeah. Wait. If you aren't going to do that, if you're going to kill Lautrec the easy way, like I do, just let him out, Scarpert a Firelink Shrine real quick, kill him, and then go back and get the Firekeeper soul. Because otherwise he will kill the Firekeeper when you pick that one up. It's actually tied to the Blighttown one. Like the Blighttown and once you have both the Blighttown and the Undead Parish, like obviously you're supposed to pick up the Undead Parish one first. Like that's supposed to be the first Firekeeper soul you see. But, you know, if you've been playing this game for a long time, you know where things are. But yeah, it's supposed to trigger Lautrec killing the Firekeeper when you get both the Undead Parish and the Blighttown Firekeeper soul. And I don't know about you, but I get those close together in the playthrough that I can't go that long without my Firelink Shrine bonfire. Because that typically is one of the only bonfires that gives me 10 Estus. Like, I rarely kindle bonfires, with the exception of the one towards Sen's Fortress in the Undead Parish by Andre. I kindle that one because getting through Sen's Fortress on 5 Estus is fucking ridiculous. And, what's the other one I kindled? Oh, the one in the Giants, the Tomb of the Giants. Well, this guy has just fucked me over. That happens if you don't get to the ladder quick enough. I'm gonna try and let him kind of reset, but I don't know if he will. You know, unfortunately. But we can try. No, he is going to be a complete douche nozzle. So I wonder if I might have to go and Homer going back to my bonfire. Go ahead and kind of set up my shit. Oh god. Fucking mosquitoes. I think fucking mosquitoes is the official motto of Mississippi. Or maybe just the South at large. Fucking mosquitoes. Like, I hear it so many times every year. So, we're gonna try this again. Because I can usually juke past these assholes fairly easily. Maybe I'll aggro these two too. And just kinda... Yes. I am the Pied Piper. Follow me, bitches. Yes. So that's actually the real reason this is a 18+ channel. Not because I'm playing an M-rated game or anything. It's because I swear like a sailor, and I have no problem with it. I am okay with that. Oh, one of them didn't die. Like, sometimes that happens, and I don't know how they survive. But whatever. 1,000 souls is 1,000 souls. If I had more fire bombs and a higher leveled whip, I'd go ahead and kill the, what do you call it? The undead dragon. The zombie dragon. Because, I mean, he's a quick and easy 3,000 souls. I was a little let down by that, by how few souls you get from him. Because, like, when I first started playing, of course, I got the Drake Sword, but eventually I moved on to Astora's Straight Sword, which he's guarding, along with the Dragon Shield. So I used to immediately dash down here and grab those three items. I think there's a soul item next to him, too. And I didn't actually realize he was killable until relatively recently. And I come through, you know, with a... I think it was a plus... My whip was plus 10. Or maybe I'd already ascended it to plus 10 Divine. And, like, I laid him to waste, and I was like, well... No, it was only a plus 5 Divine. I didn't get the, I hadn't gotten the large Divine Ember yet, because I think I did that right before the Painted World of Ariamis. Because, you know, I knew he was killable, and I did the same to the Undead Dragon in the Painted World. And we have a plus 2. Which, I mean, it will refill your life bar from next to death to almost full health. Pump that into endurance, because a large endurance bar is a happy endurance bar. Stamina bar. Whatever. Okay, so from here it's basically the normal game, except you're not using a shield and you have a whip. So, come on. It actually does pretty decent damage early on in the game, especially if you can master the jump attack. That does hella damage. Like, if you're gonna play this, learn to do that on command, because that will save your bacon so much, so many times. I can't even begin to describe to you how many times that move has saved my ass, especially against bosses. Like, there are a lot of bosses that the whip is... I mean, it does decent damage, but it's relatively ineffectual. Because, I mean, it's a leather whip. You know? It's, you know, it's not a two-handed greatsword or anything like that. So it's not, like, doing hella damage. I think when you put the build into the build calculator, it lists the base damage of the fully upgraded Divine Whip at 492. Well, not base damage, you know, full damage. And, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, especially when, you know, it lists as 80 here. 80 base damage at the beginning of the game. And that's with 50 faith and I want to say 40 dexterity. Because I think it scales with both once you ascend it to Divine. You'll get very familiar with the the Moss Merchant if you're playing this, because before you ascend the whip to Divine, resins are one of your best weapons when it comes to the whip. One of your best assets are the charcoal pine resin. Plus, you know, it's a fiery whip, right? It's very, very, very Castlevania, you know. It is very evocative of the flaming whip from like Castlevania. I can't remember if it was in 1. I don't think it was. I don't think the flame whip became a thing until 2. But yeah, it's rather nice. I like it. To the point that I almost gave up on following this build and going with, you know, using the whip to scale with Divine. in favor of fire. But the fire damage is like, it's nothing. I mean, it does damage. It's like 300 and something, but because it doesn't scale with faith or dexterity anymore, it's all but useless. It's not completely useless, but you know what I mean. Plus, you don't get the crispy fire effect from fire enchantment, which is a bummer to me. Like, and that's something they kept in Dark Souls 3, the flame gem, which you can actually have as your burial gift, which almost every build I've ever seen, or every walkthrough I've ever seen, recommends using that over like the Sovereignless Soul, which is what I usually do because I want those extra souls so I can get the key early on. If you use that and you kill, excuse me, if you kill the Titanite lizard and use all your Sovereignless Souls, you start with about 12,000 souls, so you only have 8,000 more to go to get the key so that you can get the Estus ring. Which the Estus ring is pretty useful. I'd still run up the tree trunk to get the Silver Serpent ring. Because, you know, the Silver Serpent ring, especially having it like minute 1 in the game, is just so useful. I think that's the first time I've gotten through there without getting shot. So yay. Crossbowmen are the bane of my existence in this game. In 2, especially, it's just regular archers. It seems like there are just a glut of archers in Dark Souls 2. And, like, it's, on the one hand, they don't want you to use a shield because, you know, they don't give shields to any starting class except for one. Like, one starting class has a shield, but also has a broken weapon. So it's like, okay, so you don't want us to use shields, but you're still going to throw archers everywhere to make us want to use shields. I don't know, it's one of those things. I still love Dark Souls 2, don't get me wrong. It's actually probably my second favorite in the series.
I'll try.
Obviously, Dark Souls 1 is my favorite. But, like, Dark Souls 2 is, like, I don't know. Like, the game itself, like, outside of the boss fights, the enemies are harder. Like, way harder. Oh, let me go ahead and buy the bottomless box. And we're gonna use a couple of soul items. So, okay, I buy the bottomless box, but that's a me thing because I like having a nice, clean inventory. But another thing that I do break the rules on is I buy the armor box. The armor, or not the armor box, the repair box. The armor box and the weapon upgrade box I still leave alone because even in Castlevania games, you know, it's a standard that you have to go to somebody to upgrade your equipment, right? Damn, I still don't have enough.
Oh,
one more soul
thank
item.
you.
Yeah. You know, you always have to go to somebody or somewhere specific to upgrade your equipment, right? But it makes sense to me that
Thank you kindly.
Because the Belmonts were kicked out of their ancestral home, it makes sense to me that they would be able to repair their own gear. So, rude. Ugh. I hate that one hit doesn't kill these guys early on. Just wait till I upgrade my whip, you bastards. I'll fix your little red wagon when I come through here with a +5. +5 is about all it takes to start owning these early enemies. So okay, here's my kind of default setup for items. Estus Flask number 1, throwing knife, firebomb. This was resins, and then homeward bone. That's my default setup. Whee! As I was saying, pick up everything. I think I started talking about that earlier. Pick up everything. If it ain't nailed down, if it's glowy, take it. Because, like, you can't use it, right? But, like, you can't use it, but you can still give it to Framped for souls. So, you know, I mean, you do you. Like, but if you've got the means to get more souls, you use it, right? Like, I'm not using my soul items right now because, I mean, I want to wait. I'll hold on to them until I need them, or, you know, specifically, okay, the Soul of the Lost Undead here, do not use those. Give those to Framped, because if you use them, they're 500, or not, 200 souls apiece. Like, each one of the Soul of the Lost Undead is 200 souls apiece. But if you feed them to Framped, they're 500 apiece. So, you know, profits. One moment, I think my audio is lagging. But yeah, I buy the bottomless box specifically because I like a nice clean inventory. Thank you, Bethesda. Like, that is a holdover specifically from Morrowind when I was a sneaky, sticky-fingered filter that took everything that wasn't nailed down. I mean, I'm still that way in, like, Skyrim, but it's far more lucrative in Morrowind to just steal everything. Right, because even junk was worth something back in the days of Morrowind. Damn it. Sometimes I can hit that, hey, cool, a Titanite shard. One less I have to buy. Sometimes I can hit that jump attack, like, 10 times out of 10, and sometimes I can't hit it to save my life. Like, I don't know if my controller's starting to go out or what. That actually happened. Like, when I was playing this on the 360, full disclosure, I am on my Xbox One, but I am playing the original version of the game. I'm not using the remastered version, because I don't have it. I didn't really see a point in getting it, but, and then I saw, like, video of Lost Izalith after having gone through there. Like, it is so much nicer in the remaster. Like, it is, like, on the original, if you've never seen Lost Izalith on the original, it is blindingly orange, like neon orange, because of all the lava. But they toned that down in the remaster, and it's actually pleasant to look at. So, ow, my spleen. What was I saying? Oh yeah, when I was playing on the 360, before I figured out, you know, how to play without a shield, I played this game so much, and I was hiding behind my shield so much, that the left bumper on my controller actually started to wear out. Like, I had trouble using it on other games, And at the time I was playing MLB 2K12 rather heavily because I found a way to import the 2014 Royals roster. I'm from Kansas City, in case you don't know, so of course I am a humongous Royals fan. I am named after a Royal, as a matter of fact. But, yeah, I figured out a way to import the 2014 Royals roster to 2K12, and I was playing through that. But I was having issues because you need the bumper to do pitches, right? And my fucking left bumper just refused to fucking work. It only worked like half the time because I'd spent so much time in Dark Souls with my shield up. So, you know, a lesson on shield etiquette there, guys and girls. Don't hide behind your shield because it'll kill your fucking controller. Yay! Another Titanite shard. 7 more to go. Means I should only have to buy 7, unless I get more. Hey, kick the barrel, you bastard. Now, die. I didn't say fall through the world, I just said die. Dick. Streaming is a new thing for me. Like, I've never done this before. I was there for a long time. I was on vacation last week whilst I was packing, right? And I tried recording. Ooh, I've never gotten large Titanite from him. I was recording from I was streaming from my Xbox to my computer and recording it there so that I could also do, you know, voiceover commentary. But like, oh god. I mean, it worked just fine. I did have a few network issues, which I think I've had here as well, but significantly fewer. Like, Mixer is actually working rather well for me. But like, I don't care if people don't watch this. Like, I'm playing to have fun, and I'm talking because, I mean, I'd be talking anyway, and I don't have my wife here to talk to, so, I mean, I can wail at the wall. I don't care. So, okay, here's one of the problems I have with Strife's playthrough of his own build. He really cannot fight this demon to save his life. And the reason I say that is because he dies like 32 times. Plus. But I think it's because of how he chooses to fight. Like, he chooses to fight the Taurus demon on top of that tower. Fight up there. You know, almost everybody, when they fight the Taurus demon for the first time, they climb up that tower and they do the plunging attack. Well, you can't do plunging attacks with the whip, right? So he climbs up there, and because he, you know, climbs up there and waits, the Taurus demon will come after you if you do that, right? He'll come after you. So Strife tries to fight him up there, and dies and dies and dies at it. Meanwhile, I fight him on the bridge, and the only time I really die is if I get careless, or I roll off the bridge, which has happened. I'm not too proud to say. Hi, Andre. Yeah. Give me the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to say no. Hey. Hey.
Hello. Then perhaps.
Yes. Reconsider the
The way
offer.
I see in a
Yada, yada, yada. Let's do this thing. So, okay.
we are amidst the
As I said before,
issue.
I view the NPC summons rather like calling in Alucard, Cypher, or Grant to assist Trevor in Castlevania 3, which is one of the reasons I named this character Trevor. That, and because the last time I beat this game with the Belmont build, it was Simon. Like, I named the character Simon. So there's that, but... Okay. So, now, we will be coming back here later, and I might get, I might get my greedy little hands on a bow just to get him down from there. Shoot him in the back. He'll come down. I run past him like a scared rat and frantically rest at that bonfire down there because I will be joining the Sunbros Covenant. I know I'm in the way of the white right now, but I don't care for them. Mostly because Petrus of Thorland is a ginormous tool. So we're at level 15 now. 5 more levels into dexterity, and then the rest until 30 will be going into faith. I'd always level up faith last because, at this point in the game, it's pretty much useless. I don't have any miracles yet, and my whip doesn't scale with faith yet. Which reminds me, I believe the build says not to ascend the whip to divine until your faith is 28, but it can be done at as early as 25. Like, I do it at 25 because that's also when I get the what do you call it? The Sun Spear. 25 faith is a requirement for the Sunbros Covenant. Unless that wiki lies with me, which is a possibility. I won't lie. Give me just a minute. My wife is texting me. Hold, please. Sorry about that. As I said, my wife is not here with me. She is currently in Dayton, Ohio, which is where we're moving. I am joining her in 2 weeks. Well, that was rude. Taking that sword to the face. Sometimes you get lucky, and the firebomb will, like, ooze around their shield. I love that. Okay. Oh, you bastard. There. I'm okay with taking a couple of crossbow bolts here, as long as these guys die in a fiery inferno. Aw, I was hoping for another Titanite shard. That'd be one fewer I have to buy. Oh. That's why he wasn't charging after me yet. I hadn't aggroed him. What a douche. You'll notice that especially the jumping attack takes a lot of your stamina bar, unfortunately. Let's barbecue us some pork, huh? Get your piggy ass over here, you dick. barbecued pork. Okay, and that is the last time I'll be using the alluring skulls. I don't know, maybe they do have a use. That is really the only time I've ever used them in the entire time I've been playing this game. So, I mean, your mileage may vary. If you like the alluring skulls, then you do you. I don't really ever find a use for them. Down here. Y'all ain't gonna come at me? Oh, okay. I thought we could hang out, but soon, you motherfuckers will die in one hit. Okay. Come on, bro. Die. So right now with my mana bar as is, I can probably get about 3 regular strikes. Maybe 4. Yeah, 4 regular strikes before it's almost fully depleted. Or a jumping attack and maybe 2. Yeah. But, I mean, that's what happens when your stamina is so low. That was painful. Thank you for that. Thank you for your instruction. Ah, crap. I always do that at least once. For a game where platforming is not its strong suit, there is an awful lot of it. I mean, it's not as bad in this one as some of the others. But, like, this shit. I guess this is like foreshadowing the painting cathedral, for want of a better term, later on in Anor Londo. But seriously, I mean, fuck both these situations. And one could argue a lot of this, this area foreshadows stuff that happens later in Anor Londo. Like the beams there, to get you used to walking on that. The gargoyles could be seen as an early analog for Ornstein and Smough. Because, you know, there's 2 of them, and, I mean, sure, one comes in at half strength, but it's still, like, I guess, to me, it seems to be gearing you up to the possibility of, you know, a full-on boss battle with 2 bosses, you know. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm the asshole. I mean, I know I'm an asshole. That's not even a question. I don't even have to ask Reddit that. But you know what? It doesn't matter. My wife loves me, and that's all that I need. Oh, you douche. That was my fault. I apologize, and I have no idea what bonfire I'm linked to. I know where I'm at, yeah. For some reason, my brain immediately, like, thought I hadn't killed the Taurus demon. Or something. I don't know. I just, ugh. I'm half tempted to kind of, like, when I, do this for YouTube, like, kind of edit the deaths out and just kind of make it look like I know what the fuck I'm doing, but that wouldn't be genuine, and I don't want to do that. Like, that'd be cheating, I feel. So, you know, I'll keep the deaths in, even if it's stupid, like that one was. I mean, okay. It doesn't matter. Like, it's extra souls, it's fewer soul items I'll have to use to get the Titanite shards from Andre, right? Because gotten, what, 2? So I still need to buy 7 more at 800 souls apiece. That's still a hefty chunk of change. So, you know, more souls, the better off we are. I'm not even sore about losing humanity. I don't really care about humanity. Like, like I said, I only really kindle 2 bonfires. And I only summoned, like, on my victorious playthrough, I summoned for the Moonlight Butterfly, but that was mostly to have access to the NPC for the Four Kings battle. And I summoned Solaire for Ornstein and Smo. And then I did actually attempt to summon Solaire once against Gwen. Once or twice, but it actually was not worth the effort. He was not that useful. Like, he's a useful meat shield. I'll give him that. But, like, I don't know. It wasn't worth it to me. Having Solaire against Gwen. I mean, it was rather, because, like, okay, there was the rumor a long while ago that Solaire was the missing son of Gwen, right? So it gave a kind of a Alucard versus his father kind of thing, which was appropriate for, you know, the Castlevania builds, but, I mean, at the time, like, I was barely surviving Gwen. And that's the thing with me and summons, is that I don't care if they live. In fact, I plan for them to die. They are, as I said, meat shields. 100%. Jesus, just fucking die. But the summons are meat shields to me, pure and simple. Like, I don't care if they live. maybe that's bad, but I don't care. Like, come in, take some of the boss's health, die, and I'll finish him up. You know. That's what matters to me. You know. I care that the boss dies, not if you live, right? And like, that's one of the reasons I never throw down my own summoning sign. It's because I don't care if you live. I care if the boss dies. Now, if you do live and the boss dies, then yay. You know, jolly cooperation was successful, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the asshole. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that plays MMOs solo, so you know, I don't care. Just like I don't expect anybody to watch this, you know, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it. Yay, another Titanite shard. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it, and if people watch, yay. If they don't, oh well, I still had fun doing it. You know, that's the way I feel about most of my YouTube videos, about my YouTube channel as a whole. I don't care if nobody's watching. I'm having fun doing it, you know. Hollow Soldier Shield, don't care. I usually try to cut these videos at about an hour, but I don't know, an hour feels kind of weak for a stream, so I'll pump it up to about an hour and a half. We'll go kill the gargoyles and get us a +5 whip in the bargain. So, how many shards do I have right now? I have 3, so I need 6 more. So I only need 4,800 souls, 5,800 to fully level it up. I should have enough once these guys are dead. Just fucking do the thing, will you, please? That's the only time I will use the charging attack like that, is to prevent an asshole from healing. Jesus, drop your guard already. Fucking Baldur piece of shit. Oh god, I had such a hard time against these guys when I first played. Like, because of course I was using normal weapons at the time. You know, stuff that can be parried. And, because they can't parry a whip. You know? It can't even be fully blocked. Oh, item. Future souls. Ho. I mean, I know most items are only 100 souls, but hey, 100 souls is 100 souls. And that shit adds up quick. Okay, mini-boss Ho. Because that's basically what this guy is at this point in the game. This is a mini-boss. Ow! As is that Chandler asshole up there. Jog back here. Drink the juice. And start hucking firebombs at him. Because you know what? Firebombs do a little more damage than even my jumping attack against him. I'm sorry if I sound nasal. Like, I sound nasal to myself, but that could be because I'm wearing noise-canceling headphones. I don't know. I do feel congested, though, so there's that. And maybe that's why I sound vaguely nasal. Is because I'm vaguely congested. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. That's another Titanite shard. 5348 souls. So we're gonna go see Andre. So I really only need 5,000 souls now to fully upgrade the whip to +5. So, yay, I won't even have to use any soul items. Get used to killing these three. You're gonna be here a lot. Mostly because Andre is the man at the hookup. That, and if you're like me, you die a lot in Sen's Fortress. I die a lot in Sen's Fortress. Which is one of the reasons why this is one of the only bonfires I kindle. Which I'll probably do right now, since I have the 2 humanity floating around. That would explain why I'm getting so many Titanite drops, huh? What is my item discovery right now? Yeah, 158. Not terrible. Not great. Like, if I were farming for, like, humanity or, you know, legit farming for Titanite, I'd go ahead and use a few humanity just to bump it up a little. But I'm gonna go ahead and light this bonfire. Rest at it. We're gonna clean up our box. Remember, always clean up your box. I did a stupid a long time ago. Not crazy long. I hadn't beaten the game yet, but I did a stupid. I fed all my humanity to Framped before the Ornstein and Smo battle, not knowing just how balls-out difficult that battle is without summoning. Like, I know there are people that can get through it. I'm not one of those people that can get through that fight without summoning. I have to have Solaire there to distract Smo while I kill Ornstein.
Well, you must...
Yeah. Hi, Andre. Reinforced weapon. Yep. I always take time to learn the gestures. I think it's fun. I don't use them very rarely, but it's fun. So, okay, we've got a +5 whip now. Don't go getting yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow. Yeah, especially you, since I'm going to be funneling so many of my souls to you. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kindle this bonfire. And I'm going to go ahead and talk to Siegmeyer down by Sten's Fortress, too. I generally continue his quest all the way through, at least through Anor Londo, because reasons. Emit Force is an incredibly useful miracle. So you'll bump into Siegmeyer a couple of times here. You know, once here, once over on the wall, like by the, not wall, but, you know, over where the balls come down. You run into him there, and then you meet him in Londo, outside the room with the Silver Knights. There's like 6 of them in there. Ugh. By that time, your whip is doing a hell of a lot of damage. You can usually kill them with 2 well-placed jump strikes, along with a lightning bolt. So I use, like, seriously, get the lightning bolt as soon as you can. Level 25, beat feet to the Sun Bros. It is so useful. It's, to me, the most useful one. And you see how much damage the +5 whip does. Okay, so once again, don't grab that yet. Come up here, free Lautrec, and then go kill him with Zealous Abandon. How did he hit me? Like, the hitboxes in this are kind of wonky sometimes. I only have like 1 firebomb left. I might have to sub in some black. Okay, Chandler is dead, and he's a permakill, thank God. Oh God! I'm sorry I ruined your tea party. I'm sorry I killed the guest of honor. Oh God, no. No. So, okay, dodging backwards in Dark Souls is, like, your best move. Because, you know, it basically, you roll out of danger's way. But in Dark Souls 2 and 3, that will get you killed. Like, dodging backwards will get you killed quicker than probably anything else. Honestly, dodging forward, I've found, is far more effective in Dark Souls 2 than dodging backwards. Or dodging to the side. Dodging to the side is also very effective. Yeah. Now you're dead. DED dead. Is it obvious I hate the Boulder Knights? I feel like it is, like, painfully obvious that I hate the Boulder Knights. Who stuffed that poor dead man into a barrel? And who gave him a wedgie before they did it? That's just rude. It's okay. Come in here. We talk to Lautrec. Sup, bro? Yeah, I'm still human. Same can't be said of you.
Thank you.
Okay, now he's free. Still don't grab the Firekeeper's soul, because he will, I mean, basically teleport to the Firelink Shrine and kill the Firekeeper. I speak from painful experience. That actually made me rage quit, because I didn't know about that until I did it. I'm like, I immediately hit Google. I'm like, why is my Firekeeper dead? Why is the bonfire not working? Why bonfire no worky? And then I found out that, oh, it's a quest that I done muffed up. And I'm like, and Orlando, I've never even been there. Where the fuck is that? Why? How? Who? Huh? But yeah, that I rage quit for like a solid 2 or 3 months. Like nothing will stop me from enjoying Dark Souls quite as much as a fuck up that could have been avoided, you know. But yeah, there's that. So okay, time to go kill Lautrec, because like, okay, one could use the dead Firekeeper as like a save the damsel quest, but like I said before, I can't go that long without my Firekeeper bonfire, or my Firelink Shrine bonfire. So.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please accept it.
I mean, cool. Thanks.
I am grateful.
But while we're accepting things, how about you accept my foot in your face? Oh no. Yeah. How about them apples? Okay, I don't want to jump off the cliff, because, but on the one hand, I don't want to be invaded either. Ah, screw it. Whee! And I think I just fucked myself. We'll see. I did. Only partially, though. Okay, I forgot I had rested at the Undead Parish. I thought I was still linked to the Undead Berg bonfire. So, that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was worried I'd have to run back for like an hour and a half, killing everything. So, okay, here's the thing. You don't have to kill everything. Like, I know it's against your video gamer instincts, but you don't have to. And, you know, since I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and get this, because Lautrec is dead. Oh god! They are following me. I did not expect this. Nah. Elevator, take me places. Go. Okay, so obviously that's the path back to the Undead Asylum. And we will be going back there after the depths. Because I want to have my whip to at least plus 10 and my armor plus 5 before I go there. Or no. No. I get that before, no. I do that before I kill Quelag. But I do prefer to have my, at least plus 6, the whip. Okay. Recovered. And we have one of my chosen rings. I always grab this ring. I always wear it. In my New Game Plus, as a matter of fact, I have 3 of them. Because I have the one you get from Lautrec. I have the one for trading the Xanthus Crown to Snuggly the Crow. And I have the one from killing Lautrec again in my New Game Plus playthrough. I'm going to take a quick detour before I go to the gargoyles, because I want some more firebombs. I want these guys to die. So yeah, this is just +5. Laying waste to everything now. Or, well, at least the low-level assholes. This guy here is the main reason I carry throwing knives. Like, no joke. Ooh, piece of candy. But yeah, that firebomb throwing pump is the main reason I carry firebombs, or not firebombs, throwing knives. That and the mosquitoes in Blighttown. If you hate them the way I do, grab some throwing knives. One knife is enough to take them out. So, yeah. Just grab yourself some throwing knives and do the thing. And it's, everything will come out fine. You'll see later. But whatever. Because obviously we will we will be going back to Blighttown, of course, because we gotta kill Quelaag and her jiggly tits. I don't know. Quelaag gave me some trouble before, like playing. Of course, she gave me, but honestly, the thing about her that gave me trouble was her AoE attack. Like, that thing killed me so many times before I learned her tell. Like, it took me forever to learn the tell, which is her bending over the spider portion of her body. She bends over at the waist and, like, hugs her spider head, and that's the tell for her AoE. So it took me an embarrassingly long time to figure that out. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. I do still have my marbles together. Just give me some bombs, and I will go away. Anybody remember the Storm of the Century? That Stephen King miniseries? Give me what I want, and I'll go away. I guess I'll go ahead and buy the orange soapstone and the residence key. I don't... Like, the sorcerer in the residence, I don't really care about him.
Oh,
because
thank
the Dragon Crest ring doesn't scale pyromancies. Or not pyromancies, miracles. It doesn't increase the strength of miracles. You need the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn for that. Which is... I might start wearing that more. Try and bump up the Wrath of the Gods and Lightning Spear intensity. But, I don't know. I wore it a little bit in my successful playthrough. I think that's what I'm gonna call it, the successful playthrough. But, like, I don't know, the Lightning Spear was so powerful, like, it didn't matter if I was wearing a ring that amped it up. Because, like I said, it's just so powerful. Everything dies. Like, okay, if you're grinding levels, go to Anor Londo with the Lightning Spear and kill the Guardians. I don't know if that's what they're actually called, like the big... They look like statues. I thought they were statues the first time I actually made it to Anor Londo. There are 6 of them before you cross the elevator mechanism thing. And with the Silver Serpent Ring on, they give you, I want to say, 1,500 souls. So if you're at a point where you need like 40,000 to update, Jesus fish, level up, then, it kind of behooves you to, do that run. Because, 6,000 souls at once is nothing to sneeze at. And if you go across the bridge and kill the 2 in front of the chapel, and the 2 inside the chapel, it's a fairly easy way to make a lot of souls very quickly. It's actually how I leveled up from, I want to say, 85 to 99. 99 is where this build tops out, so... we might have enough time. I'm gonna probably cut this at an hour and a half at 90 minutes, so we might have enough time for me to at least try to kill the gargoyles. Sometimes I can kill them in one shot, sometimes I can't. So we're gonna try. Fuck what Yoda says. Do or do not, there is no try. No, not in Dark Souls land, there is try. There is try and try and try. Maybe it's just die and die and die. I don't know. I'm sorry if the stream is hiccuping. My Xbox is connected, you know, directly to my internet, so it shouldn't be too wonky. But it is like I'm watching the stream on my laptop. Oh yeah, try and parry me. So I'm watching the stream on my laptop. So and every once in a while I'm getting some weirdness, and it might be because I'm streaming both ways. Like maybe I'm clogging the internet. I don't know. That is just a pile of bodies. You know what that reminds me of? Since this is a Castlevania build, the Grand Falloon in Symphony of the Night and in Curse of Darkness. Oh god, they've even balled up. Oh, that was very much like the Grand Falloon. That was actually one of my favorite enemies in Symphony of the Night. That and see, I barely remember Curse of Darkness, so, like, I know the Grand Falloon is in it, but I barely remember it. I remember having trouble with it. At least as Trevor went, because the last time I played, I was actually doing a Trevor run-through, and that was pretty awesome. That was, like, I love this, man. I don't know, like, I was the only one, but that game, that was my jam for the longest. Sorry I killed a brother. Oh god, that hurt too. Okay. Like the two bosses at once. It feels like it foreshadows it for me. And despite this guy breathing fire, like they both breathe fire, if you let them go long enough. They're actually very weak to fire. Like you can throw fire bombs at them and they take it. Okay, so one shot, got it. Do not miss your chance to blow. God, I remember, like, the first time I played this was the first time my souls ran over 10,000. And that was so awesome. That was like, oh, yes. Because, like, if you don't know what you're doing, that's like 5 or 6, like, if you don't have any set build and you're just kind of throwing points wherever willy-nilly, that's like 5 or 6 levels, you know? I mean, it might be 5 or 6 levels for me even now that I know what I'm doing. You know, I might be able to bump up my dexterity all the way to the 30 level cap. So, okay, here we are. I'm gonna... Oh, Jesus, I thought I was on the ladder. I am so sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing for, you know, something that didn't involve my death, but whatever. We're gonna run down here. What's up?
Greeting. I am
Oswald?
coming.
No, I came for your gesture. That's it. I have no interest in anything else you have to sell me.
It is only...
It is only human to commit a sin, yeah, right. Except I don't even know what constitutes a sin in this game. So, gargle my knob. I'm trying not to make this boring, guys. I really am. That's why I've been trying to keep a running dialogue. But, I mean, there's only so much I can say. There's only so many times I can explain what I'm doing. And this is, you know, the more I do this, the more I realize why, Game Grumps does it in twos. You know? Because, you know, there's someone there to play off what you're saying, and, you know, it's easier to make things interesting when you've got somebody to bounce shit off of. That really, really fucking hurt, you dick. Anyway, I'm gonna kill you, because you're in my bubble. He wasn't hurting anybody, but still, rolled me over 12,000, whatever. And yes, I am gonna go ahead and come down here. I'm debating whether I want... No, I don't want to level up my armor. I will not be leveling up the armor until after the depths, because I don't have the breastplate I'll be wearing for the rest of the game. I wear the hard leather breastplate, because to me that it looks Castlevania-y. So... I don't know why. I was thinking of Andre, and I motored right on past where I was actually going. I was coming to this bonfire. And yeah, that was 5 levels. That is the max dexterity, endurance, and vitality for level 30. Attunement, strength, resistance, and intelligence, they won't move at all. So the next 10 levels will go into Faith, and we should most likely be at level 30 by the time we get to, probably Quelog, down in Blighttown. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here since we are at 90 minutes. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good night. I might be back on later. I don't know.